Deconstructing conclusions, resolution of the research problem or involved issue. This video is part 2 of the Deconstructing Conclusion series, a series intended to train you in the art of crafting the 4 elements of a conclusion for research writing. This video assumes that you have already watched our video on the research problem in the Deconstructing Introduction series, or are already familiar with the concepts described there. This video will teach you how to offer a resolution to the research problem in the conclusion. For more information on how to initially pose the research problem in the introduction, please check out the Deconstructing Introduction series on our YouTube channel at WC-SE. Since research writers write to solve a problem that is significant to the target readers while making an argument related to their object of study, it is important to consider how to thread a research problem throughout an essay. Research writers typically preview the research problem in the introduction, establishing the motivation or need, the tension, to resolve the problem. The writer should focus on clarifying what is at stake and not on detailing an explanation of how the problem will be solved. The writers then develop an argument in the body of the essay and curate the argument in relation to the problem, as an argument that intersects the tension and may offer a solution. This means that writers typically do not directly address the research problem or explain its solution in the body of the essay. Instead, they make an argument about their object of study and occasionally allude to how the topic or argument relates to the problem. The problem should stay in the background, but the writer should ensure that the reader never forgets why the argument is significant by regularly hinting at how the argument points to a solution. The final sentences of body paragraphs and sections are often ideal locations to allude to the problem, since those final sentences are where writers synthesize their claims and gesture toward the problem or solution. Responding to the tension established in the introduction and clarifying the solution alluded to in the argument, writers explain the solution to the involved issue in the conclusion, making explicit how the writer's research and argument resolve the significant research problem. That is, the conclusion should offer a partial solution to the research problem by demonstrating the contributions of the preceding argument. Solving the research problem is likely one of the primary reasons readers stuck with your essay, so be sure to explain how your essay helps to move them toward a solution. So how do you frame the resolution of the research problem in a conclusion paragraph? First, the resolution of the research problem should be logically connected to the restatement of the thesis and main points. Whether you framed your restatement in light of the problem or simply restated your thesis and main points in different words, make sure the reader can recognize how those points have built to a possible solution. Second, the resolution of the research problem should mirror the scope and direction of the proposed solution in the introduction. Many writers oversell their thesis and potential solution in the introduction, claiming that their argument solves more than it actually does. This creates letdown when the reader reaches the conclusion and finds that the writer is unable to actualize the solution promised in the introduction. Make sure your resolution addresses the problem that your introduction poses, and that the solution is directed at the specific aspect of the problem that your introduction and entire essay aim to address. Doing this maintains the writer's credibility, the coherence of the essay, and the satisfaction of the reader. Third, the resolution of the research problem should be integrated with the implications and applications that you tease out in the conclusion. In fact, many writers use the research problem as the springboard for their applications and implications, treating them as a list of next steps for responding to the problem. Fourth, the resolution of the research problem should not develop a new line of reasoning or broaden to a different topic. Instead, it should be framed as a consequence or the fruit of the preceding argument. These 4 tips for framing the resolution of the research problem should help you situate this element naturally and effectively in the conclusion. Because this resolution is so important and integral to the task of research writing, the research problem and the implications and applications should take up the majority of your conclusion. Thank you for watching this video on resolving the research problem. To continue the series in sequence, look for the next video on the recognition of implications and applications. Or, if you have questions or would like help on one of these specific elements of the conclusion, please feel free to skip ahead to the corresponding video. Thank you, and keep writing.